A rider begins unloading his dirt bike down an aluminum ramp. When the front wheel turns slightly off-center, the bike loses stability. Never allow the front handlebars to turn while backing a motorcycle down an incline. To prevent this situation, walk the bike down slowly while maintaining a firm grip on both handlebars. In a narrow courtyard, workers place an extension ladder on stacked cardboard boxes to gain height. As the weight shifts upward, the boxes compress unevenly, reducing the base stability. Never place a ladder on top of boxes, crates, tables, or any compressible material to increase working height. Ladders require a firm, non-compressible foundation to maintain proper friction and predictable stability. Cardboard compresses inconsistently under concentrated load. Once the base sinks or shifts, the ladder's angle changes immediately, increasing the likelihood of base movement. To prevent this, ladder feet must always rest directly on level, solid ground. Inside a busy glass manufacturing facility, workers attempt to manually reposition a large glass panel. As they push it to the side, the panel balance begins to shift. Never stand directly in the direction of movement when manually adjusting a tall, unsecured vertical load. Large glass crates are top-heavy by design. Once the load begins to tip beyond its balanced center line, it may exceed what people can correct by hand. Heavy vertical loads should be moved using specialized equipment such as A-frame transport carts or overhead lifting systems fitted with appropriate attachments. High atop a transport truck, a worker stands on a narrow side gate rail. Another worker nearby prepares to release the latch, unaware that someone is on the rail. Never use a truck's side gate as a working platform. Side rails are engineered to contain cargo within the truck bed, not to support concentrated human weight. Because they are hinged components, their stability depends on latch engagement and hinge condition. If the latch is released, bumped, or shifts unexpectedly, the gate can swing open immediately, removing stable support with little warning. Always stand on the truck bed itself or use a secured ladder when accessing elevated cargo areas. Before operating any latch or hinge mechanism, visually confirm that no one is positioned on or near the component. In a quiet courtyard, a woman climbs a wooden ladder leaning against a smooth wall. As she nears the top, the ladder's base begins to shift slightly. Never climb a ladder placed on a smooth surface without securing the base or confirming the correct angle placement. If the ladder angle is too shallow, the horizontal force at the base increases significantly. When that increased force combines with low friction surfaces and unsuitable footwear, it can overcome resistance and cause base sliding or drifting. Always follow the 4-to-1 placement rule. For every 4 feet of vertical height, position the base 1 foot outward from the wall. Anchor ladder feet with sandbags, rubber mats, or physical stop blocks when working on slick surfaces. Inside a warehouse, a worker stands on a pallet elevated by a forklift. The pallet is unsecured on the steel forks, and as the mast adjusts, the platform begins to shift. Never use a standard pallet as a personnel lift. Forklift tines are designed to support materials, not to provide a secure work platform for people. Without mechanical attachment, guardrails, or approved fall prevention systems, a pallet can slide or tilt with minimal movement. Any change in mass tilt or load distribution can cause unintended platform shifting. For elevated work, use certified mobile elevating work platforms such as scissor lifts or approved access platforms. On a narrow coastal roadway, a concrete mixer travels close to the outer shoulder. The concentrated weight reduces ground support near the edge. Never operate heavy vehicles near the unreinforced boundary area of a roadway or along a steep roadside edge. The outer shoulder is often the least reinforced section of pavement. When significant weight is applied near this boundary, soil can shift beneath the surface layer, reducing support and making the edge less reliable for heavy loads. Maintain a safe standoff distance from roadway boundaries and elevation changes. In an industrial yard, a worker cuts into a curved steel cylinder with an oxy-fuel torch. When the final section is severed, internal stress redistributes and the metal shifts. Never cut a large curved metal cylinder or coil without first addressing internal stress and potential movement change. Curved metal components often retain residual stress from forming and handling processes. When structural continuity is broken, that stress can change quickly and cause sections to shift or reposition with little warning. Before cutting, secure curved metal with clamps, bracing, or containment methods designed to control movement changes. Near the ceiling of a renovated shop, a worker leans a closed A-frame ladder against a wall to gain extra reach. The base begins sliding backwards on the smooth floor. Never use a closed A-frame ladder as a straight ladder. Step ladders are designed to distribute weight evenly, only when fully opened with the spreaders locked. When leaned closed against a wall, only narrow edges of the feet contact the surface, reducing friction and making sliding more likely. Use step ladders only in their intended, fully open configuration. If angled access is required, select a proper extension ladder designed for that purpose. In a sand processing yard, a worker steps into the bucket area of a wheel loader as it prepares to scoop material. The operator's forward view is limited by equipment blind zones. Never enter the operating zone or loading area of heavy earth-moving equipment without confirmed visual communication with the operator. Large buckets create blind areas that can conceal nearby personnel. Equipment movement can begin while the operator remains unaware that someone is positioned close to the machine. All ground personnel must wear high-visibility clothing and stay within designated pedestrian routes. Operators and workers must establish clear eye contact and agreed hand signals before anyone approaches the machine. On a loading dock, a forklift operator drives into the rear of a trailer at the dock bay, while the truck driver remains unaware that loading has begun. Never enter a trailer or container without verifying that the vehicle is immobilized. If a trailer moves during a forklift transition, the dock plate can shift out of position, reducing surface continuity beneath the forklift. Even a small movement can change the stability of the entry path. Facilities must enforce the use of wheel chocks or automated trailer restraint systems that physically secure trucks to the dock. Implement strict key control or driver lockout procedures so drivers remain clear until loading operations are complete. During tree felling, a worker moves straight back along the fall line rather than clearing the zone at an angle. Never retreat directly along the line of fall when felling a tree. As the tree's movement progresses, remaining in its direct path keeps you within the primary fall area. Once the movement sequence begins, the intended direction becomes more consistent and the time to clear the area becomes limited. Always establish a clear escape path at approximately a 45-degree angle from the intended fall direction. Move diagonally backwards to exit the primary fall area quickly. Proper positioning, controlled cutting, and a planned retreat path are critical to safe tree felling operations.